Alright students, welcome to PowerPoint. This is the case 4 on assignment 4. This is creating a bucket list PowerPoint presentation. I have already done some of the work, so you guys don't have to see me do a bunch of rudimentary stuff that you should have already done. You should know how at this point to apply a theme yourself, how to insert pictures, and how to add new slides. These are pretty basic things, so I'm not going to cover them. Alright, for this we're going to be creating a 9-slide presentation that's 8 slides plus a title screen slide. Alright, it's going to be organized as a bucket list. So first thing let's look at is the rubric. So we're going to be turning in a bucket list presentation. It's worth 25 points. You're going to have life goals, graphics, you're going to have a new presentation created. You're going to name it bucket list. You're going to have at least 8 slides in addition to the title slide, so 9 slides altogether. And at least 1 slide with a recorded narration, 1 object with multiple animations applied, at least 1 object with a motion path animation applied to it. Slides that do not have recorded narration contain enough information to help me view it and understand what's going on. And we're not going to use any links or triggers for animation, which means that we're going to have this moving by itself. And so we're going to have some animations added and transitions, and we're going to spelling and check, and the presentation has to be self-running. So when I pull it up and start it, it has to start running through from start to beginning, or from beginning to end, with no clicks from me. I should have to use my keyboard or my mouse. Alright, I'm going to show you how I've organized my presentation so I can do this quickly and easily. The first thing I did was create a little layout. I went through and decided what my bucket list was going to be. I came up with 9 of them. You only have to have 8, but I came up with 9. Dive the Great Barrier Reef, ride an elephant in Thailand, shoot an MK-19, get my pilot's license, own a seaplane, learn to play my ukulele, build a farm of strange animals, bench press 450, and have my photography published. Now you can see that I've added extra information down here that I wanted to include, such as a video, a link to the TCC's campus on how to get your pilot's license, information that I need to include, like what is the Sea Duck, and more links to YouTubes. Now I have downloaded these YouTubes to my own computer so that it makes it easier to work with. You can see here I've created a folder on my desktop called the bucket list items, and underneath each bucket list I have the photographs that I've decided to use for this presentation, things like MP3s and videos, pictures from my personal stuff, as well as pictures I've downloaded from the internet. So everything for me is nicely and organized. I know where everything is. I know what photos I'm going to be using. Now with that being said, I have already started working on this presentation. I've already added in all my photos. What I have not done yet is made it auto starting. I have not added in any transitions or animations, and I have not done any animation paths. So I have not done that big chunk of it. Now you should know how to do a theme. I chose a darker theme. You can also go online and choose themes from the Microsoft website. That's completely up to you. You should also know how to insert videos and pictures and choose the layout of a slide. This was all done in assignments 1, 2, and 3, and it's done repetitively, so you should know how to do that. You should know how to reformat, crop, and edit photos. You've done that yourself. You should know how to insert and make things appear and disappear. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some animations here, some transitions. So my first slide, I want it to reveal. I like the reveal. It's pretty nice. It just slowly comes in. So my title is going to reveal. From my slide 2 to my slide 9, I want it to fade in. Okay? And I'm going to increase that fade in just a hair to 2 seconds. Because I like a slower fade in myself. Again, that's just personal preference. This whole presentation is going to be your personal preference. The next thing we're going to need to do is make this a self-timed, self-promoting slide presentation. So we're going to come down here on your slide sorter button, click on your first slide, hold down your shift, go to your 9th slide. Underneath transitions, we're going to get rid of the on mouse click, and we're going to hit on after. Now this is your timing. That's 1 second. I want these to stay up for a little while so that people can actually read, see, those type of things. Now I'm going to have to modify because some of my slides have videos. So obviously they're going to need to be able to pop up after the video. Okay, and then I'm just going to apply to all. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to preview this slideshow. Alright, so it should be auto running. You see my nice fade in comes in, lasts 3 seconds, or 30 seconds, I'm sorry. Now I can already see that my timing for this is going to be a little too long on this title slide. I need to pull this down to maybe only 10 seconds. Now it should, there we go. So it's at 35 seconds right now between the two slides. That title slide was much too long. Let's just escape that, come back over here, go to our transitions, and let's drop this to 10. Now that's from the beginning. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 should transition. Okay, a little off. Now this next slide is going to be 30 seconds long, and then it'll transition. So 30 seconds is a pretty good amount of time. I can been driving for nearly 10 years, have done all over the world. It's always been a dream to dive the Great Barrier Reef. If we had some animations, I could see that. So 30 seconds is a pretty heavy amount here. I'll probably even drop this down to 20 seconds per. Alright, let's go back down to our normal view and let's do some animations. Okay, so I want, the very first thing is my text box to get off of that picture. And I'm going to okay. Alright, so let's add some animations here. So the very first animation is going to be diving the Great Barrier Reef. And then I'm going to have these come in one at a time, then my picture of me diving, then this picture I'm just going to leave as is. So very first thing, I'm going to insert an animation, and I want this just to appear. Then after that, I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to have these fly in. And then from the fly in, I'm going to have this one fly in as well. Let's just preview it. Okay. Alright, so I've added some animations to this first slide. Now I'm not going to make you sit through and watch me add all my animations to all the slides. I'm going to hit on the big pieces. I'm going to show you how to narrate. I'm going to show you how to make some things pop in and follow those pathways, what we're wanting. So like right here on the Get My Pilot's License, I don't have enough information on this slide for you to know what I'm talking about. So this one is a good place to start narrating. So on this slide, we're going to insert an audio, and we're going to record an audio. Now, I would suggest typing out what you want to say. That way it's nice and precise. Remember, I only set these to 30 seconds, so I want it to be a quick, precise, easy to listen to, and not long and drawn out. So what I have done is I've typed up what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to come over here to audio. I'm going to record audio. I'm going to name this the Pilot's License Recording. And when I'm ready, I'm going to start recording. I'm going to read from my script, and I'm going to insert this into this specific slide. Now I'm going to pause the recording for you guys so that you don't have to hear me record this twice. When I was 5 years old, I decided I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. When I was 14, I was able to make a trip to the Air Force Academy to see my dream in action. When I turned 17 and tried to join the Air Force, I was denied becoming a pilot because of bad eyesight. So I joined the U.S. Army instead and became a demolitions and technology expert. Though the desire to fly has never left, and to this day I still have a strong desire to have my pilot's license. When I started TCC in August, I discovered that TCC has a pilot's license program. So for my next bucket list, and my next desire and my next step in life, will be to get my pilot's license from TCC. You can see at the bottom of my page here that I have listed a hyperlink for information for pilot's licenses from TCC. If you would also like this, follow the link and join me in the friendly skies. Alright, so we recorded our sounds. We're going to hit OK. You can now see you have this nice little speaker button here. I'm just going to get that out of the way. And so we're going to have to set that up to autoplay with this slide. And since it's a recording, it's about 50 seconds long, we're going to have to change this and modify it so the slide doesn't transition out in the middle of the sound. Okay, so underneath Audio Tools and Playback, I'm going to play this automatically. And we're going to hide it during the show, and we're going to rewind it after playing. Okay, now that's and see it is about 57 seconds. I was 5 years old. Okay, so we have the light. I'm going to move it down here. And we're going to make this hide during show, rewind after playing, and we're going to start automatically. And it looks like this is 41, so we're going to make the slide last 42 seconds. So back underneath slide sorter, pilot's license, we're going to go transitions, and we're going to apply 40. Let's do 44 seconds. And we can preview that.
When I was 5 years old, I decided I wanted to be an Air Force pilot.
You see everything played automatically, and when it was playing, the speaker button disappeared. Alright, our next step is going to be changing items so that they follow a path of animation. So underneath Old McLogan had a farm. I have a desire to own my own farm with strange and unique animals. So I don't want these, I want all these photos here, but I don't want them to start here. I want them to come in one at a time and then move into their place. So this we're going to go over to our animations tab, and we're going to choose some animations. Most of these are going to have more than one animation applied to them. So Old McLogan started off with just a farm. So me and my wife and our farm, and then I'm going to have these start here, open up, and then fly to the given spots. So I'm just going to move them out of the way one by one and then recreate them at a piece. And let's increase the size of this font before we do that. Let's do it one more time. And we're going to modify this nice and center. Alright, so for this one we're going to insert animation, and we're just going to appear. Appear is a pretty good one, and we're going to take on this appear, alright, so after that one comes in, the next thing we want is for this one to appear and then move to the side. Now while we're working on this, I'm going to open up my animation pane to make things easier. Alright, so with having this one fade in, I decided it's a little bit better. Then we're going to add an animation path. So we're going to come up here and do the drop down menu, and we're going to choose a custom path, because I want this thing to start here and then move up to the right. And let's drop that. Let's redraw that. So we're going to do a custom path, start here, and move up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the rest of them, where we're going to have them appear and then move to their given space. So we're going to have them fade in, then we're going to add a custom path, wonderful horse. We're going to fade in, then add a custom path, you can see the chickens behind everything else. I'm going to bring the chicken to the front. Okay. Then we're going to fade in and then add a custom path. Alright, so I've got my custom paths, I've got my fade ins done, so let's just preview this slide. Okay, from this point we've added object with multiple animations, we've added animation paths. Now it's just a matter of going through and creating the custom animations. I think will help in make this a better presentation. I'm not going to make you watch that. Make sure that you have at least 8 slides plus a title, so 9 altogether. Make sure that you have multiple animations, transitions, and it's interesting. Make sure it is self-running, and then when you're finished with it, save it, upload it so that I can grade it. Alright guys, be looking for this presentation along with this video on the discussion boards. This video is a little bit more unique than the other videos, as I'm not walking you through step by step because I'm going to give you my presentation, unlike the other videos. So look through my presentation, watch this video. Good luck on the assignment. If you need any help, email, phone, or call me.